Assertive discipline. Lee and Marlene Cantor were behaviorists who developed the assertive discipline method of teaching. As a former social worker and a former special needs teacher, the Cantors have made quite a name for themselves in the field of classroom management. Assertive discipline was developed in 1976. It is defined as a structured, systematic approach designed to assist educators in running an organized, teacher-in-charge classroom environment. It was developed after watching effective teachers and compiling data about what made them effective. It was developed for use with students with special needs. It has evolved from a very authoritarian approach to one that is more democratic and cooperative, and it is the most widely used classroom management method in use today. So what is assertive discipline? The Cantors started by defining 3 types of teachers. The first teacher we've all seen, feared, and made fun of. This type is probably most often paired with the mean or hostile teacher. They yell, use sarcasm, and belittle students. They make themselves more powerful by putting down their students. Let's watch a fun example of this type of teacher at work.
Oh, they're okay. Don't worry. Everything is under control. No. Monsters. What are you doing with this?
Aren't you gonna break it up? No, 2 more days of this, and you'll quit.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! No. Don't start this. Oh, no.
That is an extreme example, yet one that especially first-time teachers can relate to. Is the non-assertive teacher. This is the teacher that sits behind her desk for much of the class time, who seems to ignore what the students are doing, who hand out busy work just to give the students something to do. Non-assertive teachers have no control over anything in their classes and have a hard time gaining control. They do not set clear rules and expectations, and students are not sure of what the teacher wants from them. These teachers are usually the most disliked by students who complain that they are boring and that they never learn anything in these classes. These teachers may try to gain control by becoming hostile teachers. Finally, what teachers would most approve of is the assertive teacher. This teacher is in total control of his or her class. He or she is the boss. The students do what is asked and have clear boundaries. There are rewards for following the rules and consequences for misbehavior. Let's see this in action.
Pushing me around.
Who?
The kids. They're walking all over me.
Listen, Kimball, you gotta handle this like any other police situation. You walk into it showing fear, you're dead. And those kids know you're scared.
No fear.
No fear.
Today we're going to play a new fun game. It's called Police School. I'm going to be your sheriff. You're going to be my deputy trainees. So come on, stop whining. You kids are soft. You lack discipline. But I've got news for you. You're mine now. You belong to me. You're not gonna have your mommies run behind you anymore and wipe your little tushes. Oh no, it's time now to turn this mush into muscles. No more complaining, no more Mr. Kimball have to go to the bathroom, nothing. There is no bathroom. Now, the first thing the deputy trainees have to learn is to freeze whenever you hear this. Now, the next time you hear this whistle, each one of you get one toy. How many? One! Good, and bring it back to the carpet. Pronto. Ready? Wait for it. Wait for it. Sit down. Ready? Go quickly. Get your toy. Go. Go for it.
The discipline method states that every teacher has the right to teach in an orderly classroom and to expect the students to obey. It also believes that students have the right to a calm, orderly classroom. Assertive discipline puts the teacher in charge of her classroom. It's based on the assumption that the students can and want to behave and are capable of correct behavior. Behavior is controlled through a positive reinforcement for good behavior and consequences for misbehavior. This model is supposed to serve to encourage positive behavior rather than as a tool for punishment. The key to this technique is catching students being good, recognizing and supporting them when they behave appropriately and on a consistent basis, letting them know that you like what they are doing. For Cantor, students obey the rules because they get something out of it. By following the rules, or conversely, understand the consequences of breaking the rules. Assertive discipline in some form is likely the most widely used discipline plan in schools today. Teachers who use assertive discipline say they like it because it's easy to use and is generally effective. So assertive teachers set clear expectations. They clearly state consequences. They carry out discipline in a calm, confident manner. They ensure that students are aware of the progression of consequences, are consistent in praise, and in carrying out consequences. So to wrap up the elements of assertive teaching, have clearly stated rules and consequences, preferably 4 or 5. Rules are positively reinforced through repetition. Negative behavior is assertively addressed. I mentioned a discipline hierarchy. A discipline hierarchy has escalating consequences when rules are broken. It's one of the suggestions of the Cantors. For instance, you have a warning for the first time, a timeout if the misbehavior continues. For a third infraction, the student could be sent out of the classroom to another classroom or to the office. And for the fourth time that they continue the misbehavior, a parent will be called. So the assumptions made by assertive discipline or assertive teaching is that students will misbehave. Teachers have the right to teach in a non-disruptive environment. Students have the right to learn without disruption. Students must be forced to comply with the rules, and punishment will dissuade bad behavior while positive reinforcement will encourage good behavior. There are several dissenters to this model. The arguments are that it's non-flexible. It does not take into account outside factors of misbehavior, such as an issue at home with a student or an illness. It does not allow for moods of students and teachers, having a bad day. Occasionally teachers have a bad day, as we saw in the very first clip. There's no personal feelings or emotions allowed. And some students, especially special needs students, may have a hard time associating consequences with misbehavior. Even with these arguments, assertive discipline is one of the most widely used forms of classroom management in schools today. Whether it works or not,
very good.
Have been raised on it.
Did very well. Now we're going to play another game. When you heard 2 whistle blows, each one of you take your toy back where you got it from and come right back to the carpet. How many whistle blows? 2! Good. Ready? Go! Come on. Come right back to the carpet. Yes, it works. This is great. Faster, faster, come on. Yes, come back. Terrific, this is working. Great, great. I mean, you're very good deputies. Your sheriff is proud of you.